Good evening everyone, I'm Jon, I played Roy.
Hi, I'm Yana, I was the producer.
I'm Floris, me and Simon wrote the script and I directed it.
I'm Liberty, I'm Eve.
Hi, I'm David and I play David.
I hope that's new. Start off by saying, like, the performances for the members here and also everyone in the cast were absolutely fantastic, and I think that's testimony to how brilliant the film was. So I think that's worth a round of applause in itself. It blows my mind when I think about how something of such high caliber can come from was essentially no budget. You can't really get more independent than that. So let's start about talking about that. Like, what is the experience? Because of course it must affect everyone working with such a low budget. How you manage the difficulties?
I mean, it's one big difficulty. You don't really manage it. You just roll with it. There's no managing it really. Everybody just plays their part, and you become a little bit like a little family during the shoot, and your family sort of changes before the shoot. My family is with Simon in one little bedroom. In the shoot, my family is these people, and after the shoot, it's a different family again. And you know.
And you just like ask for a lot of favors.
Yeah.
And you just keep asking, and in the end, it's happened. You know? After a lot of no, you can't, no, we can't.
Yeah.
And after. Finally get amazing people, amazing places, and just
It makes a difference with the timing though, because it might sometimes be, I don't know, 3 weeks between a scene.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I couldn't afford to get there to set. I literally couldn't afford to get there, or the weather was freaked, or we couldn't get the location. So you know, you have a momentum for maybe 6 days, and then you don't shoot for 3 weeks.
Yeah, you have that added difficulty
You've got to get
with
straight back into it.
With a traditional shoot where you've got 4 weeks or 18 days or 6 months, whatever it is, and everyone's committed for the full length of time. With this, it was just grabbing an evening and then nothing, and then a week later we'd all try and arrange another evening, and then at the last minute one of us wouldn't be able to make it and we had to reschedule.
Yeah, sometimes we'd shoot for literally an hour, 2 hours.
Yeah, just to get something.
Yeah, just to get anything. And yeah, so it took. I think it took nearly a year to shoot it. Not that the bulk was shot in about 28 days, but
spread out.
Yeah, but spread out. Yeah, heavily spread out, 28 days.
I mean, it's still incredibly impressive. I think it might be if you just grab a microphone.
And just to say, I mean, there are some advantages as well to shoot to one team. Yeah. But weirdly, there are some advantages to shooting in that style. With the crew being these two most of the time, so it was mainly Floris operating camera and Yana doing everything else most of the time. Thank you. Having no other equipment, an occasional tripod, but not very often, as you can tell, no lighting. The advantage of that is you can change setup really quickly. Anyone who's been on a shoot with no equipment, the actors get sent to the green in 4 hours while they change the setup, but we could very quickly do lots of setup. So that although it's a struggle, like you said, a constant battle, there are some advantages to being guerrilla.
Yeah. That's true. We spent a lot of time with each other, and you can shoot a lot quicker. And it means without any equipment, it's also very, very freeing because you're not, you don't have to set up shit. It's just Liberty, go stand there. All right, cool, let's do this, and then you do it.
It's a very relaxed way of working as well with that.
Yes, it's a very relaxed way of working, I've found, because we sort of prepped way beforehand, so when we came in, it was like it was all real and really happening.
It sounds like a really intense, period. And how have you found that then? If it's working so close and navigating these things, you've been working well with each other and the whole film.
Well, for me, I did 4 days in total. I wanted to do more, but obviously I wasn't really needed. So for these guys, they had to kind of reschedule a lot more than I did. But it was nice, it was very freeing to just sort of talk to Floris and discuss the scenes, and then I would come up with a few ideas and we would talk about it. So literally as soon as we got to shoot, that was all we were doing. We weren't really discussing, we were just trying to keep it less and less as much as possible.
I think another advantage is there's not an awful lot of dialogue for Roy anyway, so it helps that I didn't have to have reams of monologues to learn, so I could turn up and say my 8 words, Moody Roy.
Yeah, as Liberty would know, we'd come in with the script, and I assumed everybody read it, and then all we did was, right, let's break this down into shots.
We did read it.
Yeah. All right.
It was good.
I'd just like to say a little thing. The young boy who plays James is up there. He had never acted before
in his life.
Ever, and he was my neighbour, and we trained him for 10 days before.
I think now is a good time to open it up to the audience. So if anyone's got questions, just raise your hand.
Oh, nice.
It was a very strong film, really, really strong. Can you just speak about the level of like pre-making it and then during and after in editing, the level of intensity, because obviously it was so intense and there wasn't a break from the intensity. Very, very strong. As an audience member, I felt like it was so intense and maybe I needed a little bit more breathing space, if I'm honest. And I just wanted to know about your intention of that level of intensity.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the breathing
it's a little bit like a nightmare, really.
Yeah.
But that's because, truthfully, I made a bunch of short films in the past that I wrote, me and Simon wrote, and they were shit. They were absolutely terrible. And we just wanted to make sure that we didn't put anything unnecessary in, and therefore it is very tight, and therefore you absolutely get no real breather from the misery, essentially. And that's why that is. I didn't want to put anything too much in. We kept it very bare. No, we tried to keep away from any exposition, stuff like that. That's basically why. Yeah.
I guess that would be accurate in, to your case in nursing someone.
Yeah.
I guess you don't get a break from that, do you?
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
Reality.
Yeah, and the thing is, we really wanted it to be a struggle, and as well for the audience, everything that Eve goes through in the beginning, she has to fight for. She doesn't really get anything. So, and because we follow Eve around like that, the audience has that as well. They don't really they get little nuggets of information, and slowly you get a little bit further. But it must be tiring, because it's very tiring for her, and she's the lead. So.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah.
It was exhausting in a positive. It was exhausting to watch. But I guess that's
that's the intention.
Yeah, I think that's what it's like. I think it is kind of true to, like, if you're in that shitty, awful situation, it's on your mind all the time, and you can't even self-comment on it because you're just in it all the time. And that film, it does have a weight to it, that drag all the way through. So, in a way, I think it's a good thing.
First of all, congratulations for the great movie. And the question is, how would you define the genre of this movie?
No idea.
Mystery thriller.
Yeah, mystery thriller we've been saying, although, who said that?
I tend to put gritty in front of that as well. Overused words, terrible.
Yeah. Somebody called it, I think it was through you that I heard, somebody called it a Nordic noir. I'm not Nordic, but...
yeah. I feel the Scandinavian feelings, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
How would you genre-rise it?
Drama.
Thank you. It's a drama.
It's a drama.
An unrelenting drama.
So on that note, in terms of when you're thinking about and you're creating the screenplay and writing, and then you're thinking about the final image, what's your thought process in there? Are you aiming for specific genres, or are you just developing it as it comes? And we talked about its intensity and the practicalities of creating that feeling. How do you come to that?
Right, yeah. About the practicalities, we made this film being practical. I mean, you have to be, because you got nothing at your disposal. If you're not thinking about your genre, you're not worrying about it, because all you're thinking is, how can we tell a story with nothing? Yeah. So it doesn't really matter to us. Well, to us it matters that, that we structured a film, and we structured around budget. And you still and you're still drawn in as an audience, hopefully. So that's the most important thing. So we don't really care about genre or anything like that when we're writing it. Yeah.
Hi, I've really enjoyed it thoroughly, and I'm contrary to your opinion. I'm very glad that there was no breathing space. I wanted to ask about casting. Did you know Liberty before, or did you have a casting process? How did you go about finding all your actors?
Me and Liberty did a horrible short film together.
It's not true.
It's not horrible.
It is
I
horrible.
play a very nice hooker.
Yeah, Liberty played the hooker. It was my attempt at comedy. Yeah. Unrelenting comedy, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I knew Liberty, and through Liberty there came a shit ton of other actors. And Yana had worked with us on the previous films, and so she also brought it a little bit in. And there were just a few, and me and David had done something together again.
A short film.
A short film, stylistic, but again, the writing of me and Simon wasn't incredible. And
It was good.
it was good, but we really loved David, so we were like, we gotta use him again. So really, when we were writing, back in the beginning, we knew we didn't need any money because we literally had all of these people at our disposal, really. And through Liberty came James, Errol, Candice, who's amazing, I mean, all of these amazing people, just because you have one sort of flagship, you know, running after you.
I'd always wanted to work with Candice, so I was really happy, and I was like, I know the right person. You can't see anyone else. You have to choose the one.
Yeah, so, and the only person. Person we officially contacted was Jon, because he had this amazing trailer where he's in the Harry Potter trailing stopping the Hogwarts Express.
We said he's never gonna be with us.
Yeah, and we never thought he would actually agree because, you know, he's in Harry Potter or whatever, so. But he did. So yeah, that's amazing.
Just to thank you. Floris contacted my agent. He did it all by the book. You know, even though this is, you know, zero budget film, they did the correct approach. Sent a letter to my agent, you know, asking him to if I'd be interested. And luckily, my agent knows that I like to do this kind of thing. And money is not my driving force at all. Good projects, so agent passed it on. I met Floris and Yana. Loved them, loved the projects. So we could go ahead. So yeah, thanks to my agent for being understanding. It's not about the money.
Yeah.
Plenty of time for commercial castings later.
Shorts quite a lot, and am I correct in understanding that Sleeping Dogs came from a short that you'd done originally?
Yeah, that's true. After we had me and Simon on our bad run, we decided, well, let's not put too much story in our short films, because that was always our problem, and we resorted to exposition, which, as you probably all know, is horrible. And so what we did is we shot the first lingerette scene actually as a short film, basically having no exposition at all, just a sort of a dramatic moment that hopefully raised some empathy with the audience, and we realized that that was much more effective way of doing things as we did before. And so we thought, hey, let's give this drama thing a go. You know? Yeah. So that's how it's, you know, and we sat down, we wrote it in 2 weeks or something.
So it's a really long short.
Yeah. Yeah. That was it.
Any more questions? I think we've got time for a couple more. No? Yes.
Why sleeping? Why dogs?
What? It's the saying.
Let sleeping dogs lie. Don't dig up the past.
Don't dig up the past.
Bad things.
Yeah. Very
bad things lie there.
I guess I have a question for the actors as well, as how you've dealt with. It's quite sensitive material, especially for you, Liberty. How have you gone about dealing with that, and for delivering what is a very, we use the term gritty, realistic performance?
I read the whole script once, and then I just read it scene by scene, I just read it the once, and then I just dealt with it as Eve would deal with it, because if I thought of it after that, it'd just be too much. So I just went along with it with her, and that was it. And just all the time, just kept thinking, shit, he's just, somehow she's got to try and let him live, and just deal with the little things, or the big things, as it went along.
Well, for me it was sort of the opposite, because I read it many, many times, because so many of the other characters talk about my character and what I am and all the rest of it. So those were really the pieces of the puzzle within the script. So I guess if there was a research, that would be totally it, just reading the story and getting an understanding of how I'm being perceived by everyone else in the film, pretty much.
The most I did find one scene really hard to do, where she nearly gets raped, because she couldn't react to it because Tommy was in the next room, and I found that claustrophobic. When I was watching it, it made me feel sick, because I could feel that she can't even explain or go with it or get angry or anything. Oops, you know, she has to go underwater to express her anger and her fear.
I think it's a very powerful scene as well when you're in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Because we don't really get to see much of Eve until that moment.
You don't, because she can't access her emotion. Because if she accesses her emotion, it will all fucking fall apart, and she'll just lose it. So she can't. She has to remain in this semi-catatonic state to get through.
How about you, John?
What was the question?
How you navigated the script and the sensitive material and delivering that in a very realistic manner.
Does Roy, I suppose it's all sensitive for all the characters, isn't it? I mean, I was fascinated by the fact that Roy is, I play quite a lot of bad guys, just out and out mofos, really, just, you know, and this, I like the fact that by kind of default, he's the good guy. He's the least bad guy of all the bad guys, so he's the good guy, which was fascinating to see how Roy, someone of that nature, who's obviously not a nice piece of work, kind of could come through to do the right thing, and obviously it's self-interest. The main thing I did was I just thought about the things that Roy had done in his past and how bad a person he is, and thinking as Roy, Roy didn't have any problems with the sensitivity of the story, because Roy doesn't really care.
He definitely seemed like a badass through and through. So
thank you. Just like me.
Yeah.
I'm really badass.
I'll finish up by just asking, where does Sleeping Dogs go from here? This is the premiere, am I correct? We want to get it out there.
Yeah. We'll do a little festival run. Hopefully. Yeah.
We're hoping to have another industry screening. So obviously, I think it's just about getting people to champion it, and ideally you need someone to champion it who's got a louder voice than you, and more Twitter followers than you. And
follow us on Twitter.
So please do follow us on Twitter. Sleeping Dogs FLM, Sleeping Dogs Film. We're one character short for film. Floris may have more information on where we go next with Sleeping Dogs Film.
Obviously, I don't. Yeah, maybe Yana?
Everyone pester Mark Commode.
Yeah, Sleeping Dogs is gonna try to go on more festivals, is what we really want to see, and after try, maybe the sales still? Maybe, let's see. Yeah, but more festival definitely, because we just think it's just a place for it.
And on that note, I will reiterate, please do go and talk about Sleeping Dogs. In this instance, Sleeping Dogs should definitely not lie. They should be everywhere. So please go and talk to your friends, get on Facebook, talk about Raindance.
I think as well, we're just quite keen to just let people know that if you got a camera, 5D we had, and £100 and a bunch of willing people, you can make a movie.
Yeah.
So,